Welcome to the free immigration help channel. Today is April 13, 2024, and we are getting into the volume 193 of me answering your immigration related questions. As always, before beginning this video, I'm going to mention, as I mention in every video on this channel, I am not an immigration attorney. This is not legal advice. All the information provided in these videos on this channel are directly from official government sources, most of the times USCIS, and of course the Department of State with their visa bulletin. So let's start with the very first question, comment from Angie11604. Hello sir, my sister put my file F4 from Vermont in June 2006. I'm in India. When will I get welcome letter? Alright, let's take a look at the visa bulletin. I have May and April open here. I'm going to close April. Probably not going to need that, but let's take a look and see what's going on for the F4. So, looks like whenever it comes to the welcome letter from the NVC so that you can start your documentary qualification process, we're looking at graph B. So India is right here for F4 and it's currently on June 2006. And your priority date isn't June 2006. So really should be anytime now. You should be getting the welcome letter anytime now. So you really are close. I would definitely recommend, if you did not start already, getting ready for the documentary qualification process. I do have a video on this channel where I show an actual NVC portal where you can see all the fees that you need to pay, the DS-260, the affidavit of support, all the documents that you need to submit, financial and civic documents, so civil documents. So yes, definitely start getting ready for that because it should be anytime now opening up. And if you don't get, because this is May 2024, so if you don't get the welcome letter within the month, next month, I would definitely reach out to the NVC, submit the public inquiry form, but I would give them another month because this is for May 2024 and we are still in April. Okay, so let me post a response here and we're gonna move on to the next one from Kolavo Leola Kunle Richard 892. Am documentarily qualified since 2020. My priority date is March 2015. So March 15, 2015. Can you please explain what's going on? Thank you. Okay, Richard. So I do need more information. I do need to know the family preference category. Because there's 4 of them, well 5 of them, considering that there's 2 subcategories for for the second family preference category. So please let me know. And for everyone, if you're asking for the estimates on the visa bulletin, I need 3 things. I need the priority date, I need the family preference category, F1, F2A, F2B, F3, F4, and the chargeability area would be helpful. If you don't let me know the chargeability area, I will assume this is all chargeability area, but family preference category I definitely need. And judging by your priority date, you might be in F1, you might be F2B, you might be F3. Yeah, I definitely need the family preference category to answer your question. So please let me know. I'll put more info required. And yeah, just comment under this video and I will try to get back in the next video to your question. All right, moving further to Monica Pierre 7819. Looks like 2 comments from Monica. Good morning, I'm qualified. Priority day June 19th, June 2015. Okay, F1 and I'm in Caribbean. How long to get the interview? So good morning sir, I'm F1, category priority is June 2015. How long I have to wait to get the date since it says current? I'm from St. Lucia. Okay, so you are already current on the visa bulletin, I'm pretty sure. F1, let's take a look. We are, oh no, not yet. So we are on July 2015 and you are in June 2015. So it looks like you're not current just yet, but you are really close. So hopefully in the next visa bulletin edition, in the next month, so that would be June, hopefully we will see at least 1 month's movement so that you are current. But as far as your interview goes, once your priority date becomes current, there is still some time to wait because US Embassy, depending on where they are, they most of the times it's somewhere between 6 months and a year. But in the busier, in the countries where there's heavier immigration traffic, it might take longer. Some countries, they wait as long as 2.5 years for an interview to be scheduled after the priority date becomes current. So keep that in mind. But you still have 1 more month to go, but you really are close. So I'm gonna post this on both of these, and we're gonna move on to the next one from RC3125. Hi, my priority date is current now and after this May update of visa bulletin F1 category. So my question is how long I have to wait for interview, which my visa status says right now at NVC. So much appreciated. Okay, RC, so just like I answered to Monica, same thing. When you are current on the visa bulletin, you still have some time to wait, because after you become current on the visa bulletin, US Embassy, they start scheduling the interview. And depending on where you are, it can be, I've seen them scheduled as soon as 3-4 months. And in most of the cases, it's between 6 months and 12 months. On average, 9 months, obviously, somewhere in the middle. But in some busier countries where there's more immigration flow, it can take longer. It can take, up to 2.5 years. I've seen some of the commenters, they're waiting for as long as 2, like Philippines, for example. They wait quite a long time there for the interviews to be scheduled, because there is more, there's a heavier immigration traffic in those countries. What you can do, you can give them, I would say at least 6 months. There is really no point to reaching out to the US Embassy earlier than 6 months. After the 6 months elapses, I would recommend reaching out to the US Embassy over the phone and asking them, saying, hey, I've been current for a while now, for 6 months, for however long, and I'm already documentarily qualified. Just wanted to see if my interview is scheduled. Because a lot of times, once the US Embassy receives your case from the NVC saying that's it, the immigrant visa is available, is the beneficiary is documentarily qualified, everything's good to go, they schedule the interview pretty quick. You just don't know about it yet, because they can only send you an official interview appointment, basically 30 days before the actual interview. Sometimes they do 60 days, but most of the cases it's 30 days. And they do it because you have to do medical examination within those 30 days. So that's really what is, most people are waiting. The interview is already scheduled, but they don't know it yet because they have not been announced. So when you call them, not always, but sometimes they can look into the system, and because it's an unofficial announcement, they can let you know, hey, your interview has been scheduled for this and that, and you will get your official interview invite letter 30 days before the actual interview. Okay, so let me post a response here. We're gonna move on to the next one. What if one is from Zimor's Tricky? What if one is a Kenya citizen? What will happen? So Kenya falls under all chargeability area. There's only 4 countries that have a separate chargeability area. It's China, India, Mexico, and Philippines. Literally every other country in the world is in all chargeability area. So just like Kenya, we are looking at this column right here, depending on which category you are. If you want some estimates, again, I need 3 things. It's the priority date, family preference category, and the chargeability area, which in your case I know is all chargeability. All right, let's move on further to Advitya Jamwal 9325. Hello, sir. My dad filed I-130 for me. I came under F2A category. Now he's become citizen. Now what to do, and will timings be changed for me now? All right, so congratulations to your father on becoming U.S. citizen. That's definitely huge news, good news. So if you are in F2A when your father petitioned for you, and you are, a child, and you're in F2A, it means that you are under 21. All right. So that means that now that your dad is a U.S. citizen, and if you're still under 21, that's it. You are now in immediate relative category, which means your immigrant visa is already available right now. So I would definitely recommend for your father to reach out, unless he got the NVC notification already asking, because sometimes they do it automatically. Sometimes they ask the petitioner whether they want to upgrade the case from this category to that category, and if your dad did not get any notification regarding this, I would definitely recommend reaching out to them, and he can do it through a public inquiry form, and it's very easy. I'm going to show you how to do this. So For everyone, I'm gonna put the link in my response to your comment specifically. But for everyone, if you are, if you wonder how to submit a public inquiry form, this is the website, travel.state.gov. This is the official government website from Department of State, specifically for their consular affairs. So from here, this is the visa bulletin page. You can find it in the description. There is a link in the description. So from this page, scroll all the way up, and you will see at the very top there is this contact us. So I'm going to click on that, and I'll wait until it loads. There we go. So we're going to scroll down a little bit, and you will see US visas contacts. So we're going to click on this, scroll down a little bit more. In this table right here, you will see there is email public inquiry form. Sorry, I clicked too fast. Here it is. Email public inquiry form. So click on that. And then you will scroll down a little bit more, and you will see online immigrant visa inquiries only, public inquiry form. Once again, click on public inquiry form. So there you go. This is a public inquiry form, which is just a basic online form, nothing crazy over here. So you put your NVC case number, which you should already have. If you don't have, USCIS receipt number is sufficient, but in most of the cases, NVC case number, you should already have that. If you are dealing with NVC, they already sent it to you. So you put that here. Principal applicant's full name would be beneficiary's full name. Principal applicant's date of birth, beneficiary's date of birth. Petitioner's full name right here. Who are you, petitioner or beneficiary? Your email address. And then in the inquiry below, you type in whatever it is you are inquiring about. So in your particular situation, Advitya Janwal. So it's going to be your dad saying, hey guys, I wanted to provide an update on my case. This is my information. So name, identifying information, date of birth. You can put all of that information here because it's going to the, directly to the Department of State. So that should be fine. But it's helpful to identify yourself in the message as well, just so that once they open up the email, they already see all of the information from them. And then let them know saying that, hey, I became naturalized as of this date. I am now a naturalized US citizen. If would be helpful, if you want, doesn't have to, but it would be helpful to attach the copy of the naturalization certificate, and that's it. Send it to them. They're pretty quick usually to respond to these public inquiry forms, usually within a week. And yeah, so once the case is updated, you are in immediate relative category, which means that your immigrant visa is already available. So you don't have to deal with the visa bulletin at all, which is definitely great news. And from then on, you're just waiting basically for them to schedule your interview. And once the interview is scheduled, you'll have to do the medical examination. Once you're done with the medical examination, you go for an interview. I do have a video on I-130 interviews, which is basically, in your situation is going to be very straightforward because you're a child now of a US citizen. All you're doing is establishing the relationship. They will ask you, hey, is this really your dad? And you say, yeah, of course, this is it. Here's, they already have all the documents. So it's going to be pretty straightforward in your case. All right, let's move on to the next one from Kalpana Pranavi 7355. Please answer my question. Waiting since long time. Thank you. So what's your question? Did you post it somewhere? Okay, it looks like there is a further. Okay, so I will get to it in a little bit. So another one from user. So let me just post the response here. Wait, I'll get to that. Hi sir, my mother and my case is submitted by my mother's brother. Our case is submitted on 28 May 2013. At that time I was 21 years old and now I'm 31 years old and unmarried. I can travel with my mom. Please guide me, thanks. Or my name is in the NVC portal. Okay, so your name is in NVC portal because of the petition. Back when the petition was submitted, you were qualifying as a derivative beneficiary. But because these F4 cases unfortunately take a very long time, a lot of times the derivative beneficiaries, they don't fall under the CSPA because it's just not enough. Most of the times, it's not enough for the USCIS petition to be pending long enough to qualify under CSPA. So if you're not familiar with this CSPA, Check it out on this channel. I have a video specifically on that. And that's basically Child Status Protection Act. And what it allows is, I will give you in your example. So you were 21 when the petition was filed. And now you're 31. Let's say your immigrant visa becomes available today. All right. Well, in your particular case, your mother's immigrant visa becomes available. So her priority date becomes current and the immigrant visa is available. You're 31. If your mother's petition with USCIS was pending longer than 10 years, let's say it was pending for 11 years, that's the time you can subtract from your current age. And then obviously if it's 11 years, you're going to be 20 years old under the CSPA, and you will qualify and you will be able to travel as a derivative beneficiary. But unfortunately, most of the times it just doesn't work like that. So I would take a look and I would check just to come to the concrete conclusion on this. Take a look at the original I-130 petition when it was filed, so the priority date, basically when the priority date is, and when it was approved with USCIS and transferred to the NVC. Because that period of time when the petition was filed to the point when it was approved by USCIS, that's the amount of time that you can subtract from your current age. And again, your mother's immigrant visa has to be available. The priority date has to be current, and the interview already has to be scheduled. So on the day of the interview, if you can subtract that amount and you're under 21, then you qualify under CSPA. Which, again, unfortunately, most of the times, especially with categories like F4, because how long the backlog is on these categories, most of the times it just doesn't work when the petition filed is so close to you being, over 21. So hopefully that helps. Again, check out the CSPA video I have on this channel. In there, I explain that formula, basically how it works, if it's not clear in my answer. All right, let's move on to the question from Savanah Prati now. Anyone from F2A Mumbai, any update regarding their interview getting scheduled? We don't have any info and don't even know whom to ask. Please update any information. Okay, so thanks so much for your info. That's again the same person asking. Thanks so much for your info, sir. F2A priority date March 2020. Documentarily qualified May 2023. Okay, so you were just Okay, so you're documentarily qualified over almost a year now. How long need to wait? So let's take a look at the priority date. So you were March 2020. Let's see, March 2020, you're F2A, so you're in Mumbai, so India. So you're 2020, and right now we are in June 2021. Okay, so let's see which day you're on. March 2020, and we are June 2021 already. So you have been already current on the graph A for March, June, so almost a year, which is definitely great news. But as far as I can tell from what people are commenting who are from India, who are waiting for interviews in Mumbai, people are waiting as long as 2.5 years. So you might potentially be waiting for some more time. I would recommend reaching out to the US Embassy. Like I've mentioned earlier, it's not a guarantee that they will say, hey, oh yeah, of course, we can look into it and tell you. A lot of times they say, no, we can't give you that information. But it is worth a shot. I think your interview is already scheduled. You just don't know when it's scheduled for, because they have to, by law, they can only announce it 30 days before the interview. And in very rare cases, 60 days. But most of the times it's 30 days. Because you have to do the medical examination within the 30 days before the interview. So, because you were already current for so long, I'm pretty sure it's already scheduled. You literally are just waiting for a line of people who have been waiting longer than you are, basically, who had their visas available earlier. But it's worth a shot. Give them a call. They might give you that information. I'm going to post this answer here, and I'm going to post this here just so that it doesn't show up for me. And I'm going to post this response here, and I'll give you the link for the US Embassy, because that's your best shot as of right now. And if they don't give you information, don't be upset. It's like I said, a lot of times they say, no, we can give you that information. But it is worth a shot still. So be polite, professional. And let's see. There you go. U.S. Consulate General in Mumbai. I'm going to copy this link right here. This is their phone number right here. And if they do give you, please come back to this channel. And it would be helpful for everyone to know that sometimes they do give that information. All right. Let's move on to the next one from Abdul Kadir Mumin Farah. Hello, sir. What about other countries like Kenya? So Kenya is all chargeability area. So whichever family preference category you're in, you're looking at this column right here, all chargeability area. But yeah, that's it. If you want a little bit more information, a little bit more estimates, let me know your priority date and family preference category, and I'll try to give you a little bit more detailed answer. Okay, let's move on to the next one from Amanda Bruce 9810. I am documentarily qualified November 21, 2022, and my priority date is October 17, 2016. F2B. Thank you in advance. All right, let's take a look at F2B, see what's going on. So I don't know your chargeability area, so I'm going to look at all chargeability area. So F2B on graph A right now is on April 2016. And you are in October 2017. So you have about, so April to October, so it's year plus April, May, June, July, August, September. So about a year and a half roughly. But we have seen some pretty good movement as of May Visa Bulletin edition. So hopefully we will see the same movement. So it's not a definitive number that you will be waiting a year and a half. It might be less. Hopefully it is less. Sometimes the Visa Bulletin does not move, so very rough estimate. So keep that in mind. But as of right now, as of May 2024 Visa Bulletin edition, roughly a year and a half before your immigrant visa becomes available, before your priority date becomes current. All right, looks like Savanah Prati put another question under this, so I'm gonna respond to Amanda really quick, and I'm gonna respond to Savanah as well. So my file F2B, okay, so you're also F2B, priority date January 2018. I'm still waiting for documentarily qualified. Can you guess my documentarily qualified? Okay, so for you, Savanah, Savan Prajapati, we are looking at graph B because you're not documentarily qualified yet. So let's take a look at the graph B and see what's going on. What's your chargeability area? So I don't know your chargeability area. I'm going to look at all chargeability area. So F2B is on January 2017 on graph B, and graph B shows us when NVC portal opens up for your documentary qualification. So January 2017 and you're January 2018. So you're looking at exactly a year. So yeah, another year. Again, it's a rough estimate because it might be faster, it might be slower, but as of May 2024, you're looking at another year before your NVC portal opens up. So let me post the response to you here as well. I'm gonna actually tap up your name so that you know that yours is also answered. I don't know why I didn't do that automatically, but T 511, there we go. And moving further to the next one from user. Hi sir, good morning. My priority date is September 2013 F1. How long I'm waiting from Philippines? Okay, let's take a look at what's going on for F1. So Philippines has a separate chargeability area. So F1, Philippines, as of May 2024, March 2012. And you are in September 2013. So you have a year and so May, June, July, August, September. So you'll have about a year and 4 months more to wait before your priority date becomes current. Again, everyone, rough estimates. Sometimes Visa Bulletin moves 3 months, 6 months ahead, which is excellent. Sometimes it doesn't move at all. Sometimes it moves backwards, which is not good at all. But that's why it's rough estimates. But as of right now, about a year and 4 months for you. So let me post a response here. Moving further from Deconti Paji Boshar. Thanks so much for the update, sir. My priority date is March 2022 and I got approved July 2023. I'm from Libya. My husband is a US citizen. All right, awesome. So you are in immediate relative category because it's your spouse, your husband, and he's a US citizen. So you don't have to deal with the Visa Bulletin whatsoever, which is fantastic. That's why your case is moving so fast. So you got documentarily qualified, I'm assuming, in July 2023. So you've been waiting now for the interview we are in April, so almost April, May, June, July, so almost 9 months now. So Liberia, so you're from Liberia. So if you want, you can call US Embassy in Liberia, and I'm gonna post the link for their contact info right here. Let me find it. So you don't have to, because honestly you're still within the normal time frames. Honestly, you should expect interview literally anytime now. It can be today, it can be tomorrow, it can be a few months from now. I'm not sure how busy the embassy in Liberia is, but if you want, you can give them a call. It's there in Monrovia, and say, hey guys, I'm documentarily qualified, I'm in immediate relative category, been waiting for 9 months now, or however long. My math is bad, sorry. And ask them if they can give you when the interview was scheduled. They might, most likely they won't, a lot of times they don't, but if you're polite, if you're professional, sometimes they can look into the system, because it's unofficial announcement, they can give you that information. But you are all within the normal time frames. Anytime now. And once you do get the interview scheduled, please come back to this channel, update. I'm sure a lot of people, they benefit from questions, but they also benefit from resolution. So it's definitely refreshing to see that these interviews are scheduling and things are moving along for people. Okay, let's move on to the next one from Olug Benga 2595. Good afternoon, sir. I'm a follower of your channel. I'm Nigerian that filed for by aged American mother that stay in USA. My priority date is 24 July 2007 and my documentary qualification is June 17th, 2020. Please, when is priority will be current, or when is likely be the date I should be expecting my letter of appointment? Belong to F3 category. Okay, so you're in the F3. Your priority date is July 2007 and you're from Nigeria, so you're in the all chargeability area. So let's take a look what's going on for F3 for all chargeability area. So right now it is on January 2010 as of May 2024, and you are in priority date is July 2007. So you've been current for a while now. Yeah, you've been current for a really long time. January 2010, and you're in 2007. Which means that you've been current now for like 2 years. Did you have any kind of delays in your case? Because it seems like a long time, unless embassy in Nigeria is really busy. But let me see what's going on for Graph B, because if you were documentarily qualified in June 2020, let me see what's going on for Graph B for F3. June 2010. Yeah, why did you have any delays in your case? So it seems like you might have had some kind of delays in your case, because you should have been documentarily qualified way earlier than that, because it's in June 2010, unless there was a recent movement on the Graph B and you just did not fall into that. But again, it's, yeah, you experienced quite a long delay. So I would definitely recommend you reach out to the US Embassy and say, hey, I've been, current now for over 2 years, if my math serves me well. And ask them if they can tell you if your interview was already scheduled or not. So I'm gonna post a response, and I'll put the link for the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria. Because yeah, it seems a little bit out of the ordinary, a little bit longer than, I mean, unless there is that much. And I would really appreciate if anybody, anybody's watching and you're from Nigeria and you've been waiting for an interview or you've been scheduled the interview. I would really appreciate the updates from people in different countries on this channel, letting everyone know, because it's helpful for everyone to see how long you've been waiting for your interview, because that's really country specific. It's really hard to, because sometimes it takes a few months, sometimes it takes a couple of years, but yeah, in your situation it's definitely a little bit longer. So I'm gonna post this link right here, and yeah, please come back if you can provide a little bit more details if you had any delays. Whenever it comes to delays in the cases, I personally had delay in a few of the cases that I personally filed, and most of the times it's when you become documentarily qualified. As a petitioner, you have to qualify as a successful sponsor, and if you are not making enough, if there is some kind of documents that you submit and it's not enough, you submit a tax, returns, and they want tax transcripts, there is this back and forth. It can cause sometimes significant delays because the initial submission for documentary qualification is pretty quick. It's reviewed pretty quickly. But if you're not documentarily qualified on the first shot, it can take at least 3 months and a lot of times more for them to come back to it and re-review it second times. And then obviously you might fail the second time as well, and you have to redo it. So that's why I say, if you are waiting for your documentary qualification, definitely do as much research as possible so that you are familiar with what's expected, and before your portal even opens up, you have all your documents in front of you. So hopefully my answers were helpful today. If you have any follow-up questions, more than welcome to submit them in the comments. Just don't respond to my comment within your comment, because YouTube does not send me notification for those. Submit them as a separate comment, and I'll try to get to it in a timely manner. Thank you, everyone. God bless, and I'll see you all in the next video.